Yo, yo, yo. Just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait 2 minutes, and then we'll start. Just let me know if you can hear me, if the audio is okay. So it's fine? Yeah, cool. Thanks. Thanks. It is very clear. Okay, cool. Da. All right, I think I'll just start. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's start. Hi, what's up, guys? I hope everyone has had a nice weekend. Um, yeah, let's just take a look at Bitcoin, see high time frames, and then we'll get into some altcoins. So, what we've had over the past few days is, you know, if we look at the 3 day chart, right? So, we talked about this last time as well in one of the video updates or something that we have a 3 day divergence. It's playing out here, it's playing out here. And what we had also was that we took out these highs over here, these range highs here. We kind of barely took it out, but we did take it out, and then we've seen a reaction down since. Now, well, I guess the big question now is, where to next? So, firstly, kind of a big week as well in terms of macroeconomic events. We didn't have many last week, so we have Powell speaking tomorrow and on Wednesday, and then we have NFP on Friday. So yeah, conditions aren't really the best right now to be trading. So yeah, that's why I'm not really trading that much on, and the trade that I am sharing with you guys are generally 33%, 1/3 size or half size trades, because I don't really have much conviction, but we'll see. So we had, we took out these highs, and then now we're going down. But then if Bitcoin does proceed to go down to range lows again from this, that would be way too easy. That'd be way too easy. And what makes me think, there's several reasons that make me think that this general region over here is probably one of the best RRs for longs. Is that because, all right, a few reasons, right? So firstly, we've got one drive, two drive, and what a very common pattern is the three drive, right? 1, 2, 3, and then down. Similarly, we have that on the downside as well, right? 1, 2, 3, up, break market structure, and then we go up, kind of thing. Okay, anyway, so that's what I think can happen here. So we have the 3 day RSI pretty much reset now. So we've got one high, second high, and what could happen is, we can't count it out, is that this goes up, makes a triple drive, and then we bottom out. So potentially we go 26, 27. We might just build up here. We could attack at this region, and then we might go back, or come back down and chop a bit. And also, if we just look at the market structure, right? If we just look at the market structure, then what we have here is, just give me 1 sec. My desktop just turned off. 1 sec. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So what we have here is we've got this entire range here, deviation here, and then we broke broke this series of lower highs here, and now we've made a high. This is a low. We made a high, and potentially we could be forming a base for a higher low here, right? So we could just zigzag and then kind of go up. And what other thing that makes me quite that makes me think that we could get a bounce here just besides the technical setup as well. That 3A is a great place to go long because of R. Secondly, we've seen, I don't know, a whole deluge of Capo was right tweets just as soon as markets started forming down, or started moving down. Now that's not a signal in itself, but that just shows you sentiment, and I think sentiment right now is pretty, it's quite bearish, to be honest. I mean, rightly so as well, but then it's something that when we were at the top, right? If we just talk about Capo, we started getting tweets saying, are you okay, Capo? Where is Capo? Ha ha ha. And then we started going down, and people were like, oh yeah, maybe Capo is right. So it's very fickle. Sentiment is very fickle. Everyone gets caught up in emotions, but our best thing to do is that to be aware of these emotions, to be aware of sentiment, and potentially look to journal it, or just look to be aware of it and see what the price is doing, how the price is reacting, etc., etc. Um, yeah, so that's what I think, and also why I think that is because if we, okay, let's talk about the three drives pattern just real quick, right? Let's try to find some examples, and I'm sure it shouldn't be that hard to find examples. I mean, the May top was one of the best examples. I mean, it was textbook pretty much, May 2021. One drive, second drive. Let's see what the RSI was saying here. No. But one drive, two drive, three drives, right? We broke market structure. We came back up to test supply, and then we went down. If we get this chart to a 3-day chart, right? Where is my chart? Back to 1 day. I mean, this low was also kind of not exactly a triple drive, but markets attempted, right? 1, 2, 3. We broke market structure and then came back down, right? So 3-drive pattern there. I'm sure if you just backtest quite a bit, you'll find a lot of examples, right? So we had another one here in July, August, first drive, second drive, third drive, and then we went down. Yeah. So, just running you through why I think that could happen, right? 3-drive, and then we go down. But obviously, there's many levels to reclaim before that, before anything happens. We can have to take a look at. Yeah, SPX is bouncing pretty hard right now, to be honest. I mean, ideally, this would be the zone of rejection right here, right? So I'm kind of annoyed I didn't play it on the long side when I had this zone marked out for fucking ages, right? So what was the confluence in this zone, right? So we had say this is the range. We had this tapping the mid range, and we had it um, sweeping SFP here. Strong reaction, right? So mid range, it tapped daily demand. Second, third, if we remove all the drawings, it's a pretty nice 1-day MA, EMA, banana compression, whatever you want to call it. You can see the 100-day MA, it started to curl back up. We had a flat 200 MA, so double confluence here with a flat 200 EMA, which is good in the sense that there's less chances that it would break down as opposed to having a descending EMA, right? We can see it's descending here, etc. And we had the blue 300 MA coming down pretty nicely, right? So instead of them being scattered, they started forming out in the right order. So if we look at this over here, if we just compare it with over here, right, we can see the 100 MA was descending. There's no structure. The order wasn't right. Everything was just not in place. Now we see it's quite in place. So yeah, maybe we do see a bounce. Maybe this does break out, and we you know we get a potential test back, and we take this liquidity and then go down. Who knows? That could happen, right? Not counting it out. We could reject here as well, and if SPX does reject, well, my first bearish sign for the SPX is over, right? So firstly, I would have wanted it to reject this descending 4-hour 100 MA, the red one. But now that it's, I mean, if we look at it, right, it's pretty clean. Oh, okay, we're pumping. If we look at it, it's pretty sort of cleaner, right? Over here. We'll front ran it over here, and then we flipped it, and then now you would have expected resistance over here, but then it wasn't to be had, which is a decent sign, right? So now if we can reclaim this box, I think we could attack these highs again. It was an inefficient move down, so we could go back up again. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about macro and dollar and everything yet. Okay. Right. So if we just look at BTC, right, what we had over the weekend was pretty similar to this weekend. Although I'm just wary because we are at 4-hour trend. We have, taken out highs of this low. But then if you take out the highs and then you come back down and then you try and attack those highs again, like say you have an SFP like over here. So generally you'd want to see a quick reaction down and no strength, because you want these the longs that are trapped in these wicks to sweat, right? So even if we look at this, right? So we tried to push up, we couldn't, insta move back, right? To fuck them up, pretty much. We haven't had that yet here. So I did try and short this over the weekend, but then I closed it pretty soon because I didn't see the reaction. I won it. So now the next logical place for BTC that it could go to, right, that we could see some rejection off from, maybe a potential short, would be around this low, with this purple 4-hour 200 EMA descending down here. So maybe we could see something like this, right? So that's going to be an area where you got to be careful. Maybe that would be an area where we would TP, or you could TP your longs and everything. But there's a lot of work for BTC to do before it becomes bullish. Ideally, what I want to see, I still would like to see a deeper push into this demand, maybe sweep it, and then if we reclaim it, yeah, you can get, I think that's the area where you can get like pretty giga long, right? That would be the clearest. Yeah, that'd be an amazing long, right? Say if you get this, say you put your stop loss here, or wherever the new kind of lows develop, you can put it somewhere around, somewhere under that, and then you can look to target. Well, you can essentially look to target January highs, and then somewhere in this green box where I presume there is a lot of short liquidity, right? So at least until this gap, right? So let's see if it's consistent across exchanges. Yeah, it's pretty consistent. 26.5, 26.6, 26.7. Yeah, it's pretty consistent. So that would be quite a setup. Right now, I think we can go up to 23K and reject. If we do go up, then obviously we'll see if 4-hour market, if we start reclaiming the 4-hour 200 EMA, or if you don't like to use EMAs, you can just see if we start reclaiming. Well, pretty much this would be the first sign, and then if we can make a new, see a high, lower high, sorry, lower low, lower high, lower low, and now if we can reclaim it, yeah. So those would be the signs. Firstly, it'd be this one over here, 23.5. Um, but honestly, even the hourly might give us signals before that. If we start, say, we zoom up here, you could potentially look to get long up in this demand, but I think there's no rush, to be honest, and it's still a Monday. We still always talk about how Mondays we try and wait to see how the market positions, to let Monday range form, right? So we're gonna let Monday range form, and then maybe look to get into weekly plays tomorrow, right? So Monday range is still forming, right? So, and why Monday range is important is, well, it's the first day that everyone's back on desk, liquidity is back, and so we see how the market is trying to position itself. Where the market is setting up liquidity for the week. People have entered into positions, etc. They've set their stop losses, kind of forming their bias. So we let it play out for a day, generally, not always, and then see, uh, where that takes us. So, in terms of, well, let's see what the data is showing us, right? Let's see what high block is showing us. Yeah, I mean, we've got a huge, well, not a huge buildup of liquidity, but it's still a reasonable buildup of liquidity. Let me increase the granularity a little bit. Yeah, so we can see, we've got some pretty sizable shorts all the way from 23.7 up until like 23.2, right? So this entire block here. Let's see where Bybit. Um, let's see where Bybit is. Yeah, pretty similar, right? So that could be basically what we're talking about here, right? That we go up to around this area and then potentially reject and come back, right? So this would be a place to take profits. Yeah. Right. I'm not going to talk about ETH much. I will talk about ETH BTC, I guess. I'm still in this long. That I shared a week or two ago, but this is more of a swing into ETH Shanghai. So it's a high time frame play. Um, yeah, just not really concerned about it at the moment. It's kind of looking like it's trying to flip daily trend right now, which bodes well for altcoins as well and ETH. 4 hour compression looks pretty decent. Yeah, not much to add, right? BTC is more of a focus for me right now. All right, let's go to some altcoins. If you have any altcoins you want to talk about, please just drop them down. FTM. So FTM, we what? Right. Okay. One sec. Um. Okay. Okay. To them. Fuck it. I'm just gonna use this. All right. So if we look at the 3-day chart for FTM, right? So we've had. Let's sketch it out. Right. Let's sketch it out. Now this makes for cleaner range, I guess. Yeah. So what we had with FTM, well, actually, I'm not gonna talk about the high time frames, but then high time frames, if say market does get a pop, there's a lot of inefficiency on the move down. So FTM, as we saw in the latter part of this bear market rally, it was quite a good moving coin. Broke out of range highs. Into this sort of supply here. We had a small complacency bounce. Now we're getting a move down. Fairly similar to Bitcoin, but it just looks like it's still consolidating around range highs, but then it did move down. But if we zoom into the lower time frames, right, we can see I'm gonna use my chart. Where's my chart? Yeah, I mean, it's one of the best looking altcoin setups out there, right? So, I mean, if we try and compare it with, say, Matic, right? Complete full move down, no reclaims. Say we look at Filecoin. Right, Filecoin's a good example to compare with FTM, right? So, what FTM did was FTM here broke its long range from August, went up. So basically broke out right now. If we say compared with an altcoin like File, right? File couldn't, well, it did break out of this range, but then ultimately there's pretty big supply right over here. So we can see it's not fared as well. Now with FTM, that supply, the next supply is, I mean, kind of like around 80, 75, 80 cents. So could be a play. Do I think it just straight up pumps now? I think it's tough. I still think market chops around for a bit. So the reason I entered was, well, we just had a squeeze here, to be honest. And I just thought, just looking at macro, that, given the fact that Bitcoin didn't break down over the weekend, didn't test these lows, and SPX was looking all right, then I thought a move up would be better. So I just looked for what altcoin looked reasonably okay, as you're mentioning that OP also looks decent, which does. So this is my watch list for now. All right, I'll finish FTM. Sorry. Right, so FTM is here, and well, it could come back down, test this breaker, and then go. Ultimately, this purple supply is where I want to take a good chunk of profits. I might take some more profits around 44, but we'll see. I'm still on the screen. I've got alert set. If we start breaking out of this, and we'll see. But then we'll just play it level to level. We'll slide our stops up. We'll see how far we can ride this. But so far, it looks pretty good. Trying to break this 4-hour trend after sweeping these lows, which is good confluence in that regard. Yeah, I think I've said mostly what I have to say about FTM. Just let me know if I'm rambling too much just over one single coin. Still not used to live streaming as much, but we'll get there. Yeah, stops are just under these lows because we want to see momentum here. Otherwise, it's kind of moot. I wouldn't enter here. I'd wait for something like this to enter. Um, yeah, even on the well, it's not really the nicest, but yeah. Once again, so these this purple box lines up with these 4-hour MA EMAs all coming down here, right? So definitely a good TP point. Maybe even if the market starts to show signals of shorting, we can look to short maybe not FTM but other coins, the weaker coins. Let me cry about Maker a little bit, right? So for anyone who's in my Telegram, can see that I fucked this super simple move up. I should have followed my own thing in long today. I missed a good, easy 10% move, but it's okay. And the reason I was looking at Maker, and also I'd shared liquidity with you guys yesterday somewhere, I think around $2. Was it $2? I think somewhere around 2.05 was because now after the BUSD Binance stablecoin FUD, we started seeing Maker and other stablecoin coins get a bid, right? So ideally this 4-hour reset would have been a great long, but then nothing else coincided with it. So what we did was, when you do want to get an entry into something, often you can just wait for, say on the medium time frames you want to get long, but you're not sure where to enter, right? So say we had a 4-hour reset here, but we weren't at 4-hour trends, and neither had we, swept and reclaimed a low, so we're like unsure. So what you can do is you can just look at the hourly. we can see the hourly trend. It started reclaiming here, so you could have longed here. You can say if we zoom into the 30 minutes, yeah, well, kind of. If you zoomed in the 30 minutes, then we kind of broke market structure here. We broke, you know, this high. We took this high out. We came back and retested the bullish breaker here, so you could have gone long here. If you missed that one, then the next place would have been. I'm just gonna go back. Would have been here, right? So markets here. They broke out. Broke out of this series of equal highs. Highs came back down, tested this breaker here, and then zoomed up. So that was your second entry right here, the one I was looking at, and the one I didn't take because it was a Sunday and I wanted to relax, kind of things, which is fine. But cope. Yeah, GMX, man. GMX is kind of at the top of my watch list right now, to be honest. There's a lot of. Let's see. Let's see if we can find a chart with more history. One sec. Just want to see what coins are doing well today. Yeah, for some reason, Metaverse is getting a bit, right? GMX is up there and FTM is up there. So, we have the good coins around, right? So we're looking at the right coins, which is key, right? So you want to look at the outliers. You want to look at the outliers and see, what they're doing. FTM with a solid, nice move up. Yeah, Gala. I've got an alert here. Simply put, well, I haven't looked at the Gala chart in ages, but okay, let's have a look. What the hell? Get out. Delete everything. Remove drawings. Jeez. Yeah, well, if we just look at, I guess this was a good place to get a mechanical bounce because, well, if we just look at the 100 daily MA, we can see rejection, broke past. Now we're just retesting it again with the MAs and EMAs looking okay, right? They're looking okay. It's still got a lot of work to do. It's still in a daily downtrend. Bip, 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 bip. It's got to reclaim. Well, it's trying to reclaim this though right now. Trying to reclaim this store right now. Kind of broken out of this entire zone here. But low time frames look okay. So if we had to bid it, yeah, I'd say this general area, right? So this series of highs that broke out of this high that broke out of coincides with hourly trend, right? So we could see something like maybe something like this. Maybe a 20% move would be rich. Maybe you just see a move up until to clear out some of these highs. Say just to give you guys more context. So when was the last hourly structure break for for Gala, for example, after a clear bout of ranging, right? Like we have a pretty clear break in market structure here. Over here, nothing decisive, right? Because the closes were all pretty horrible, right? We can see that it made a high here, but then the closes were all pretty bad. Um, yeah, nothing over here. Nothing over here. Yeah, so we haven't had an hourly higher high since, well, since the 15th of February, so about 20 plus days, right? So that's a good sign that it could get a pump into and take out some of these highs, right? So, yeah, let me take that off. So over here, we saw, we reclaimed this. Oh, that's a good example, I think. One sec, bear with me. Mm, yeah, sort of. I mean, let's see. Where to go? Where to go? Where to go? Where to go? Where did it go? Yeah, I guess any one of these examples is pretty good, right? We broke out of this set of highs here. We came back down, although it wicked. Well, I guess probably because of liquidity. You could have set bids, in this general region here. You've gotten filled. Your stop would have been below these lows, so your stop would have been safe, and then you'd be targeting a minimum of these highs, and well, we got that move. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna exit from Gala now. Exit from Gala. All right, so yeah, so I've got alerts set there. We'll see where that goes. Maker, we're talking about SSV. So SSV is a pretty simple play. Right, I'm going to invert this chart, right? So if we invert this chart, what we can see here is that it's a pretty good horizontal. We're trying to flip. This is the inverted chart, right? So going up means price is going down. And if you look at the MA EMAs, right? So now we're kind of trying to flip it. It's not exactly curling up. So if this MA was, it was more flat and kind of curling up here, then I would have shorted. Yeah, I would have shorted this. I still could have shorted it, but I was just, just wary. So we can see this is the first time since months that the MA EMAs are starting to shape up somewhat decently for SSV after it's had a parabolic run, but it's kind of also fighting, with its daily trend over here. So what we could potentially get a move up, and then go down. A reclaim of this would be a long. Yeah, I'm not so sure about shorting here because otherwise that would have been the plan. But maybe if we I don't know, if we take out some of these lows, and if we take out some of these lows, then start moving back down, that could be a short because for the 4 hour is to our side, right? Because then you have a pretty decent invalidation. You could look to tighten it up. Your target would be 4 hour 300 MA. Potentially lower to some of these lows, but then so these would be our targets, stop, entry. That's the play. If that happens, otherwise a strong reclaim of that is the play. So, hey, what's up, Jarek? Yeah, it is uncertain. So that's why we're playing with smaller sizes and everything. Big macro week coming up, and yeah, we're just chopping right now. So yeah. What else? GMX, yeah. GMX looks great, man. I mean, well, it's been a strong performer right now today. Wait, let me try and find a chart with more history. I'm sure there is a chart way more history. Nope. Nope. USD. Nope. Some KuCoin. KuCoin. Come on. What the? I know there was one that had more history. Coinex. Although, yeah, well, I'll talk about this. No, it's still in an uptrend, and it's one of the few altcoins that have reclaimed their 4-hour 200 EMA, which is the purple one. So that's a good sign. Clear breakout from this little range here. Clear breakout from this range here. So we could potentially try and get long. Yep. We could try and get long somewhere around the range high. See how it goes. We can set alerts. Maybe we get that. So I'll set some alerts for 70.5. Yep. Alert done. The OP is pretty similar, I guess. Right. I'll look at some coins that you've mentioned. Looks. Oh wow. Looks. Sorry. One sec. Before I look into looks, I want to see. This was the coin that started zooming up. Liquidity? Yeah, liquidity. Let's get that. Let's get that. Snapper slide blow up here. There's barely. It's barely any history. Yeah, I mean the moves down are getting weaker. If we try and draw out a fib, yeah, it's still in kind of the place where, well, we could get like an extended accumulation here, and then it could go up. We could also break down below here. So 4-hour trend. But if this starts reclaiming, say, the hourly trend, right? If this starts to reclaim even its hourly trend here, that could be a long, because generally, especially because it's a newer shitcoin, right? So when new shitcoins or freshly launched shitcoins start reclaiming their trends, generally they give like a bigger bounce because there's more room. So I mean, this could give you a move up into that. Okay, I'll just keep it on my watch list. Nothing. Well, not a lot to get excited about. Oh, SNX is still just messing around here, huh? Strong coin. I mean, you look at the weeklies, right? You look at the weeklies for SNX. Yeah, so strong. Just look at the bands. Good flip. GMX, not much price history. FTM, also decent. OP, well, it's a different kind of coin. LDO, different kind of coin. We can see Gala, for example, right? Uh, you see Gala in comparison, how it looks. So you get an idea. Maker looks pretty good. The Magic with a decent bounce, I guess Metaverse is bouncing. You see Ape looks markedly different to say SNX. You can see clear difference, right? So you can just use that. Like you can just scan using the weekly and see, which altcoins look kind of okay. APT might be an interesting one because it's coming down to some levels that could be of interest for a dead cat bounce. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I think there are better longs around. Um, FXS is a weird one, so I'm not gonna. It's just not good for trading. It's too many wicks. Right, looks right. Okay, looks. Where's looks? Man, man, wow, wow. Why are we looking at looks? Jesus Christ. Yeah, doesn't look pretty. Does not look pretty. Although arguably it's one of the best RRs for long here, I guess. Why do I have negatives? Oh, right, okay. Arguably, arguably a decent play, but yeah, nothing inspires confidence. It lost 4 hour, 100 daily MA. This all happened after Blur, which was another NFT marketplace that launched. So I don't know. You can short it here. I mean, you cannot short it down here at range lows, but I don't know. Even for longs, it just feels like there are better plays with more volatility, with more volume that would be better for trading. I'd get not much to add for looks, Callum. Yeah, just kind of no liquidity, no volume. Maybe could be a decent place to hold a spot if you think NFT marketplaces and looks as a project have decent fundamentals. But yeah, sorry. What else? What else? What else here? Um, Magic. Magic. Oh, right at this trend line right now. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Looks all right, to be honest. It's broken out. Same thing to what we talked about on the likes of Gala, FTM, OP, and all that. It's kind of broken market structure here. It swept these lows here. It's a pretty similar setup to FTM, to be honest. So we could see now a move into this supply right here, right? And even that is even from current market prices. That's at least that's a 20, 15, or 30% move. So still something you can play with, even if you think price goes lower before higher, for example. But regardless, it's still It's still very choppy, so I would just say, trade with smaller size if you are unsure where the market is going to go. Like I am right now, I don't know on the low time frames where the market could go. We could just, considering the fact that we are at resistance, we could just fail here and then maybe come up. Maybe it all goes to fucking shit, and we go back down to say around, like 19K, 20K. Maybe we get into this zone here. Maybe we get into this zone here. Or maybe we just pump up straight here. But then if we do pump up straight here, we'll have many signals in the interim, right? So say BTC starts reclaiming its 4-hour 200 EMA, starts reclaiming this point of breakdown here, which led to this huge candle down. Yeah. Hey, Jarek. Yeah, I did look at SPX. So just rewind back, I guess, in the stream. I'll just look at it just super briefly. We are in this supply, but my first bearish signal was this 4-hour 100 MA, which got invalidated. So I'm not too sure if this supply holds up. We've had a super strong bounce from demand, 1-day 100 MA. Yeah, so if we start accepting above here, then I think we take these eyes here. If we start accepting above here, that could be along. The bodes well for crypto as well, but let's see. Also, we've got like some. When is FOMC? I think CPI. But okay, FOMC is on the 24th. But let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I've got nothing much to add. To be honest, let's look at the strongest altcoins of the day. Metaverse Alpha. I think there's some news. GMX is up there. FDM is around up there somewhere. Let's take this out. Labels. No, we're not from labels. Oh, mask. Mask. What is mask doing up there? Mask, 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 mask. Mask, 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 mask. Just give me one sec. Well, I don't know why you say. Oh, why you got me? Oh my God. Oh yeah, yeah. I guess it was at range lows. Mask. Yeah, I think I like DMX. What the? Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh yeah, mask. I mean, jeez. Corey range low swept here. We're moving up. Supply here. Mid range could be. Well, that also aligns with everything else moving up with it. But why I don't like it, say, in compared to DMX, is that it's trading this whole entire 4-hour MA EMA band. Well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I want to slide it up and see what the reason for this bid is. Is it just a mechanical bounce, or is it something else? I guess we'll figure that out. Yeah. I will. Well, I'm gonna take a look at that later on. Say FTM. If we compare FTM, right? Oh, sorry, it's pretty similar. Sorry. GMX is the one I'm talking about. Already above 4-hour trend, or already above 200 EMA. OP at 4-hour 200 EMA. But yeah, does look good. What else? Ooh, SNX. Yeah, I think that mostly covers most of it, to be honest. Gala probably looks. So we talked about Gala. We talked about Gala here. Got an alert here. I'll see what happens. But yeah, I think I think that's it. Uh, I think I might just end it there. Um, yeah, markets could just move back down here, but yeah, let's one sec. All right, let's take a look at some more stuff. Or just one more thing, I guess. Monthly 28, 27. Well, what was the first Monday? Jeez, first Monday. What am I looking at? 27, 27, 27. Yee. Yeah, weekly VWAP, we're right there. But then if we do reclaim it, yeah, similarly, we could move up to the mid range over here. It's more noise. We have our plans. We'll follow them. Thanks. Thanks for tuning in. Might be a tweet. What might be a tweet? I don't remember what I said. I don't remember what I said. Uh, yeah, but until conditions get a little clearer, I guess we just play with one. Either we play with smaller sizes, right? And yeah, I'll catch you next Monday. Anyways, I'll be updating stuff in the Telegram and everything. And yeah, please like, share, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Help me share it on Twitter if you like my content. If you want to support me, feel free to sign up using my Bybit link. It's in the description, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.